What up, QC crew? King Day is in the mother building.
Run it up for so. Your bitch gon' not know when it's up. Run that shit, we at all the show. Say that shit for your camera roll.
Warning. Everything said in this video and on this platform is strictly my opinion and all alleged. Here, we speak about hot topics on YouTube and other social media platforms for entertainment and conversational purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What it do? It is your homie King Day here in King's Corner, and I am back with another reaction video for you. Now look, what up y'all? We are back with another reaction video. Today we're reacting to a contestant from Pop the Balloon or Find Love by Arlette, and what is her husband's name? Oh, I can't even think of her husband's name off the top of the dome, but it's basically Arlette's show. It's on her YouTube channel where contestants come to see if they can find love. All right. So this particular person, she went on the show and it looks like she did not have a match from the comments. The comments is giving a nice little synopsis of what happened. It looks like she did not have a match, but she decided to go ahead and see if something can shake. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't match with anybody. This guy didn't match with anybody. And I guess after the show, they decided to kind of link up and see if they can make something do to do. I really don't know. I'm going to go and get into it with y'all. Hopefully we could find out together. Just to let y'all know, this is my very first time recording after midnight, y'all. So I ain't got all my lights on. I can't have all them lights in my eyes. This ain't the daytime. I actually been up probably 15 hours at this point. So I ain't got too much lighting going on. I ain't got the on air sign in the back. I got my little lava lamp going. I need another one. I don't really even be having that on. I got a little green light over there because we've been dealing with a whole lot of red flag. But yeah, it's 1:20. It is 1:20 in the morning. So we finna make it do what it do. All right. So if it's a little different, the mood is a little different. I just want to say, bear with me. You know, we vibing. Although y'all will not see this at 2 o'clock in the morning. This is when everything is going down. All right. So just to let y'all know, just in case y'all say, hey, King, it was a little different today than the typical uploads. That's what's going on. All right. So look, I ain't gonna hold you no longer. I never do. If you mess with me like I mess with you, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. We're going to get straight into this video. Let's get it. Let go.
Listen to my woman's intuition. This weekend, I probably would have avoided all the drama. For those of you that don't know, I went to go see who I should have matched with on Pop the Balloon, episode 113. But this is probably the worst vacation, flued out experience I have ever had. Let's talk about it. So the reason why I say my intuition spoke to me is because when I tell y'all, for somebody that's interested in me, this man does not know anything about me. He doesn't know how many siblings I have. He doesn't know where I'm from. He doesn't know if I have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree. He doesn't know anything about me. Because when I tell you, from the moment we left that show all the way up until now, me and that man have had zero in-depth conversations. So for someone to want me to come out for their birthday, and y'all, I should have said no to begin with, because when I say this man wanted me to fly myself out as a good faith measure for his birthday that he asked for me to come to. Remember that.
Okay.
So mind you, it's up until the week that I'm supposed to be there, and he hasn't given me an itinerary or anything in reference to what we're going to be doing while I'm in Dallas, the time that we're going to spend, how I'm getting from the airport to where I'm supposed to be going. He has not given me any information. So I learned about the hotel that I'm quote unquote supposed to be coming to. Don't know if I'm staying there the whole weekend or not. I remember us speaking about the white party and how I don't want to go to the white party because I'm not a sociable person like that. I'm not a club person. I'm not a lounge person. That's just who I am as a person. He's like, oh, you can just stay in the, in the hotel that I have, and I'll come back to the hotel for you. Okay. Mind you, I learned about this hotel the day of when I fly in. There is no transportation arranged for me. I didn't find out that there was going to be an Uber until I'm already walking through the airport after getting off my flight. I didn't know that. I'm a pre-planned person, so I had already set up a Turo vehicle. I get to said hotel after being in traffic for a while. He didn't tell me how far away the hotel was going to be from the airport, which is fine, whatever. I get there and he did not inform me that parking was scarce as well. Mind you, we got on FaceTime and he was like, oh yeah, I just woke up from a nap. Why you couldn't come get me from the airport after you took a nap is above me. But clearly Southern hospitality is not truly a thing here. So I get to the hotel after just getting off my flight. I'm tired. And he has me sitting in the hotel lobby because he's not there. He's at the 7-Eleven around the corner from the hotel. You would have thought, hey, is there anything that you want to drink? I know that you're tired. I know that you've been on a flight all morning. I know you've been at Atlanta's airport since 10 o'clock that morning and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. So is there anything that you might want? He did not ask me anything. He bought drinks for his pregame party. So I get up to the room and we're sitting there and I'm quite literally irritated. Why would I not be irritated? Because I've been on a flight all day. I have not eaten. I haven't done anything or had a chance to shower. This man didn't even want to walk down to the car to get my stuff. Like, he wasn't like, hey, let's go get your stuff. Like, what's going on? All the things. So instantly I'm irritated. So I end up leaving because I don't like unorganized. Like, I don't like chaos at all. So, mind you, he didn't call me to check on me. Hey, where are you going? Where are you staying? Nothing. He didn't give a damn. I called him and I'm just like, I don't appreciate this being unorganized. He's like, well, you know, this, that, and the third. Maybe I thought I had communicated and all of the things. Nothing remotely close to an apology. So I get to my Airbnb that I booked last minute because, you know, that's kind of things that you have to do. And I go out for the night. I go do my own thing. The next morning, he calls me and he's like, let's go to breakfast this morning. I haven't had a chance to spend time with you. You know, I want to spend time. I know there's a lot going on. Let me see you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get there. Only for him to open up the door, there's 3 guys laying in the living room sleep, and there's a girl in his bed, who I later find out is his sister. I'm thinking we're just going to grab his pants or grab his shoes, and we're going to go off to go get breakfast. No. I spend the next 3.5 hours eating Cracker Jacks out of a bag that the hotel gave them. I guess, I don't know if it was free, complimentary, what it is, but I spent the next 3.5 hours cleaning the hotel. In which we leave. I drop his homeboys off to their car, and I'm looking for him. Hey, I'm back at the hotel to pick you up so we can go get breakfast or whatever, brunch or whatever the case may be, and he's not there. Instead, he calls me, sends me an address, and says, oh, I made a reservation. You say I don't do anything. I made a reservation. Only for me to get there and he's already there. He's like, yeah, come inside and come upstairs. And I'm like, I've never been here before. You would have thought that you would have at least waited on me or came and walked down and to get me from a place that I've never been before. Only for him to come down the steps finally to come get me. I make it to the top of the steps only to see that we are having brunch with 2 other people, his homeboys, in which they proceed to scald and embarrass me for the next hour to hour and a half. I sit at the table. They don't say anything to me. I'm on live the whole time. And they're like, are they really having a conversation and acting like you as though you're not there? Yes, they are. Mind you, this is the same man during that 3.5 hour time that gave me the phone numerous of times to tell these people that, oh, this is my girlfriend. Y'all say hey to my girlfriend. I'm just as confused as these people are on the FaceTime. So finally, they acknowledge me. He's like, oh, yeah, this is Drea. His friend says, Bria. I said, who is Bria? My name is Drea. He said, oh, I thought he said Bria. I said, no. He said, how has your experience been so far? I said, terrible. He said, is there anything that went good this weekend so far? I said, no. He said, is there nothing that you can find? No. He said, I would have thought that by the time, we're going to call him Dallas, by the time Dallas made it to 30, maybe he would have grown up by then, but that's our friend, and we accept our friend for who he is, but he does have a lot of growing up to do, and you just have to accept him for who he is. Y'all are condoning bad behavior. So not only is this going on, but Dallas is laughing as though the shit is fucking funny. This is embarrassing. He's laughing as though it's okay, like this behavior is acceptable for you being 30 years old. I had in my mind from the moment that I popped on him that if we ever had a conversation or got to know each other outside of this, he was going to go out his way to embarrass me. And lo and behold, this man went out his way to embarrass me. I feel like I single-handedly was the entertainment for the entire weekend while everybody stood around and laughed at me. However, I'm new to this. Well, I'm not even new to this. I'm true to this. Every time I feel uncomfortable, I left. Same occasion here, but I'm going to give you all the full rundown. I'm going to have to make a part 2 because this is how bad the weekend went. And I want for you guys to get a full front seat of the mockery in which he made me the entire weekend. And do you think that I ever got an apology? The man called me the day that I got home on Monday. Mind you, he flew me in on Saturday. Just to say, oh, I don't know what happened this weekend. Let me sit with it and I'll give you a phone call. When I say, sir, we're never going to have another conversation. In all actuality, I don't think I ever want to fly to Dallas again. I don't want to date a Dallas man, actually. I'm traumatized. But please stay tuned for part 2. I'm going to give you guys the full gist and the full rundown of what was a mockery of the entire weekend.
Lot to unpack there. She said she knew the moment she popped the balloon that he was going to do everything to embarrass her. In the beginning, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not rewinding it. Did she say at the very beginning, the first couple of words out of her mouth, she went to see a man that she was supposed to match with on Pop the Balloon, right? All right. Okay, interesting. Some of these comments say, I blame you. We don't need a part 2. I promise the first 30 seconds was enough. I'm still confused on why you went. She replied to that one and said, clearly you're new here. Someone said, new AF. We ain't know you was a bird. Someone else said, yes, but you also said he knows nothing about you or put in effort to learn you. So I'm confused. Still, why did you go? Someone else replied to that and said she's insecure and is a woman who is okay with the bare minimum. Someone said he must be fine. Different comment says, oh sister, he just didn't like you. Nothing to do with Southern hospitality. Someone else says this is the goofiest. Someone else says this is the goofiest story I've seen in a while. Another comment says, IDK girl, he showed you who he was before you even went. Yeah, the man didn't know anything about you, don't know what type of degrees you have, or if you have a degree, don't know anything about you, don't care to know anything about you, but wants you to come celebrate his birthday with him. Okay. So you say, cool, I'll come celebrate with you, sure. But you're having this white party or whatever the case may be, or you're going to this white party and I'm not social. So he says, stay in my hotel room and then I'll come back and chill with you. You said, okay. All right. Boom. Now you're there and he doesn't care to get your things out the car, help you with your things from the car. He doesn't care to, see if you're okay, if you need something to drink, if you want something to eat, if you want to grab a bite to eat before he get dressed and head out. He know you've been on the plane. He's showing little to no effort. So you leave. You're uncomfortable and you leave. You go to an Airbnb. Last minute, you book an Airbnb. Boom. He hits you up and say, hey, let's go get something to eat. Somehow you end up back at that hotel. Talking about you was eating some crack. Then what was it I heard about her dropping some friends off? Meeting him to get something to eat. Friends are there. He's acting funny yet again. First of all, after the man didn't want to get your stuff out the car and you seen he was getting all this alcohol and all this stuff or this pregame stuff for his party and he wasn't concerned about you for real and you left, I can give you your kudos there, but then I have to take them back. I hate to take kudos back because when he called you, it should have said, we're sorry. The number you have reached have been temporarily disconnected or whatever the hell they say when you blocked. I don't think I ever been blocked. I don't know what it sound like when you blocked. I know some of y'all know because y'all toxic. But whatever the lady or the man say or whatever voicemail come up or whatever notification you get, he should have been blocked. It shouldn't have been no, hey, let's go grab something to eat. Now she says she left that situation too. We got to come back for part 2. But yeah, I'm still curious on why you even went. Because somebody that's not trying to get to know you shouldn't have access to you. It's a screenshot on here. What is this? So the comment says, y'all care too much about being flued out for me. Because I wouldn't have had any real conversation or connection with you. I wouldn't have went. If you seen he lacked communication and was unorganized from the jump, I don't understand why you would go. We got to start exercising good judgment and discernment before it's too late. So Drea posted a picture here. Y'all can't see it, but she blocked out the man's name and he said, ooh, I had a very similar experience with Dallas too. Or maybe this is a woman. And she said, for real. I don't see what that has to do with this comment, right? Someone says, what does this prove? Yeah, that has nothing to do with this comment. I guess somebody else fooled with him, fumbled with him too. And that's just who he is. His friends already said this who he is. Let's go ahead and get into part 2 and see what happens next.
So, part 2. let's finish up the brunch, because that was the icing on the cake, you guys. So we're sitting at the table, and then he finally introduces me to his friend, Bria. Not Drea, but Bria. We're sitting there and telling them about how bad it was, and they're like giving me the warning, like, oh yeah, that's our friend, and we wish he would grow up or whatever. And he's just cackling and laughing like they told him that he won the fucking Grammys. Like, sir, you honestly should be embarrassed, because what the fuck is funny? I understand being a comedian, but ain't shit to laugh at right now. So, mind you, the friend is like, so you went on Pop the Balloon for what exactly? It says pop the balloon or find love. I went on there to find love. So the friend is like, oh yeah, were you expecting a ring? No, but I was expecting to find love. And so I say, marrying a man is really not that hard, actually. You can a man right out his damn drawers if you want to be technical about it. So his friend follows up and says, so you're going to force a man to marry you? When did I say that? And again, at my expense is he. Babe, you act like your friend the only person that want me. Like, we didn't go on a whole damn near national TV show for YouTube to find love, and you think that your friend is the only one that's in my DMs checking for me. You act like your friend the only one that's flying me out. So the friend is like, yeah, maybe y'all can be friends. Maybe, y'all can do a little content together. I said, I'd rather drink bleach every hour on the hour for the next year than to ever let your friend make $1 off me. And he's like, well, if you go to the pool party, y'all can do y'all's own thing, and maybe you'll meet somebody there. I said, nah, probably not. So the waiter comes to the table, and he's like, the waiter's like, so how the checks gonna be? And the friend says, oh, they're separate. For the folks that was on the live, separate. Did he say separate? Yeah, he said separate. So the checks come to the table, and the guy that I'm there for, Dallas, he puts the 2 checks together and he slides them my way. Now, clearly I know that this is a joke, but ain't shit funny at this point. You have embarrassed me in every which way possible the entire weekend, and you have the nerves to slide the checks my way and laugh as though I will not make your ass wear this drink that your ass is sipping on right now out of a fucking wine glass. And a straw at that. You're going to drink something out of wine glass, drink it out of wine glass correctly, and hold your fucking pinky out, boo, because it's giving very much feminine. So at this point, I'm looking at him pretty ugly, and I said, don't say another fucking word to me. Don't touch me. Ain't shit funny. Because at this point, you're really disrespectful. So he grabs the checks back. He's like, I was just playing. At this point, I get up and strut my ass on out the door, and I head on back to my Airbnb. He calls me like 10 minutes later. He said, where did you go? We're down the street. You done kicking it with us? I said, so you can embarrass me some more? Absolutely not. You brought me here just to embarrass me, because in your mind, every second that I talked to that man, he made it a point to let me know that I popped on him on national television and how embarrassing it was. So I'm convinced that you flew me here just to embarrass me how I did you. So, yeah, no thank you. I'll take what's left of what you thought you were doing, and I'm gonna go do my own thing. Thank you, though. And lo and behold, this man calls me the day that I leave, and I'm finally back in Atlanta. And he's like, oh, I was just checking to make sure you made it home back safe. He ain't checked on me the whole fucking weekend. But happy birthday to you, King. You thought you was gonna get a birthday present from me. Yeah, no. And then he calls me yesterday, I think it was. And he was like, oh, I don't know what happened. I need to sit there and ponder on it, and I'll call you later. Actually, sir, you don't ever have to call me again. I hope to never see you again. Because when I sat at that table and I told you if I ever caught you again, if we ever rekindled this, I was going to dog walk your ass. And I would talk to you again just to do exactly that, dog walk your ass. So instead of me getting into my villain air and really showing you who the fuck I am, I would prefer for you to stay the fuck out my face. So, yeah, That is how Pop the Balloon went. If you have the intuition to pop on somebody and you go on there, don't feel bad after the fact, because when I say these men go up there to play, you spent all that money going on Pop the Balloon just to play all motherfucking day. So
those of you familiar with Pop the Balloon, how y'all feel about it? I'm gonna see if I can find the episode. Someone says it's episode 113 and he's the second guy out. So let's see. We seen the Pop the Balloon. We seen their interactions on the show. He did not answer that question good at all, in my opinion. For that alone, I probably wouldn't even entertain him. You know what I'm saying? You didn't answer the question. You didn't elaborate enough. It ain't about saying, what you want to hear. It's about getting a real answer. I feel like he probably just didn't know how to answer that question. I don't know. But he's just like, what conflict? I'm solid. I'm solid. Solid people have conflict, And to prove that you're solid, you got to have a solid way of dealing with conflict. He's basically saying he don't have conflict in his life. He's not going to have it in his relationship. And when you're getting to know somebody, you're learning them, they're learning you. You guys can bump heads. It happens. Trying to get to know somebody, trying to still do things your way or one way and they're doing things another way. Ish happens, okay? Conflict is present. How do you deal with it? So from him not even answering that right there alone, even if I never got a pop, if I didn't find love and I popped everybody that came out or they popped me or however it went, I wouldn't even be entertaining him specifically. I would not be entertaining him. So I don't know. I'm kind of with the person that commented and said, girl, I blame you. This your fault. Because it's like, come on now. You were the last one standing. That could have been your match. But he couldn't even answer your question. And it was a pretty important question. Trying to find love, that's a solid, since we're using the word solid, that's a solid question to be asking. He ain't even give a piece of the answer. But if y'all familiar with Pop the Balloon, if y'all are familiar with this specific story time or this specific episode, again, it's episode 113. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this situation, how you would handle it. Would you have went on this trip? Would you still be answering the phone after he acted a fool in front of his friends, after he acted a fool and didn't even try to get your stuff out the car, asked you want something from 7-Eleven? He didn't even show up for you. When you was at the hotel, you got to the hotel, he wasn't there. You got off your plane. He didn't offer to pick you up. He didn't pick you up. What would you have done? Let me know down below. Look, that's all I got for you today. If you like videos from me and you want to see more is to come. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, because right now, King Day is out. Peace. The motherfucking building.
Run it up was up. Your bitch gon' not know when it's up. Run that shit, we had all the show. Say that shit for your camera roll.